disorder. These some of the starkest scenes yet.
Watch as migrants and locals clash outside a migrant hotel in Southampton.
Look at London tonight. Just look. These aren't crowds gathering for a festival. This isn't a street party. This is the noise a nation makes when patience finally collapses. No matter what the broadcasters try to spoon gem feed you this evening, no matter how the BBC attempts to cushion the blow, the truth is unavoidable. 100,000 people have shut the capital down. 100,000 Britons, parents, workers, pensioners, taxpayers have descended on Westminster with one single roaring message for the man barricaded behind the doors of Number Shoe. Enough is enough. For years, the British public played by the rules. We queued. We paid our taxes. We listened to the promises. We believed the state would perform its most basic obligation to defend its borders. But today, that faith has not just been broken, it has been torched, burned away by a level of political negligence and betrayal that defies comprehension. Keir Starmer and his Labour government promised change. They insisted they'd dismantle the criminal gangs, safeguard the coastline, restore control. But what did we receive instead? A border that leaks like a sieve. A Prime Minister more concerned with currying favour abroad than securing the safety of the people who elected him. The fury etched into the faces on your screen is not hatred, it is betrayal. These people are gazing at their energy bills, watching public services crumble, and then they look at the headlines, millions of pounds of their hard-earned money pouring across the channel into French hands, and for what? For a service that doesn't exist. Day after day, the dinghies arrive. Day after day, the numbers climb. This isn't border security. This is an open invitation. We are literally paying for our own borders to be breached. It is, without exaggeration, one of the greatest financial scandals of modern governance. And Starmer signs the checks like it's nothing. The government treats this whole catastrophe like a weather pattern, as if it's something that simply happens. But the 100,000 outside Parliament tonight know the truth. This is not destiny. This is a choice. A choice made by a government too timid, too indecisive, and too terrified to act. While Starmer tiptoes through diplomacy, while he toys with ones and in, ones and out gimmicks that failed years ago, the British public is being played for fools. The traffickers are laughing. French authorities are laughing. And the British taxpayer is left footing the bill for their own humiliation. But there's one thing the government didn't anticipate: the grit of ordinary British people. They didn't count on the lads from Birmingham, unpaid, untrained, doing in one afternoon what the Royal Navy and Border Force are prevented from doing by political handcuffs. We are not just reporting tonight, we are unveiling a scandal. Stay with us, because what we're about to reveal, the footage from the beaches of Calais, the evidence dug from the sand, the shocking behaviour of the French police will show you exactly why these crowds have finally erupted. Keir Starmer, if you're watching, Britain is waking up. Who is entering the UK for months? Westminster and its media allies have painted a neat storyline that these crossings are filled with vulnerable families, women, children, the elderly fleeing horrors abroad. That narrative has collapsed. High-definition footage taken directly at the launch points in Calais reveals a starkly different picture. In clip after clip, no women, no children, no elderly, not one. Instead, the demographic is crystal clear. Military Zen-aged men, nearly all between Shuba and Sencha young fit, well and dressed. Many carrying expensive smartphones and sporting designer gear. These images obliterate the Home Office's manufactured story of desperate refugees. Security analysts are now openly warning about national Zen security implications. Unlike legitimate asylum seekers, these individuals are entering unvetted, undocumented, unidentified, and the question the 100,000 protesters are asking tonight is brutally simple. If this is a humanitarian mission, where are the families? But if this is a coordinated movement of young, able, embodied men, why is the Starmer government facilitating their arrival instead of stopping them? This isn't a political debate anymore. This is a credibility crisis. And as more boats land, the British public is realising they have been misled profoundly about who is coming to live in their communities. The French cash scandal now. We turn to number 2, because while the boats are leaving Calais, the real scandal is unfolding right here in London. We are calling this the financial betrayal of the decade. Prime Minister Keir Starmer swore he would be fiscally responsible. He told the public that sacrifices were unavoidable. He told pensioners their winter fuel payments had to go. He told families there was no money for public services. But that was false, because there is money, hundreds of millions of pounds, and it is being funneled not into the pockets of British citizens, but directly into the coffers of the French state. This is Starmer's grand strategy, checkbook diplomacy. Throw enough money at President Macron and maybe the problem will disappear. But what are we getting for our money? Record crossings. French police who wave migrants through a border that functions more like a revolving door. If this were a private company, the CEO would be sacked immediately. But under Starmer, this farce is branded cooperation, and the incompetence is jaw-and dropping. Consider this: 9 volunteers from Birmingham, armed with nothing but a ferry ticket, found the smuggling hubs in Calais within a single afternoon. They found the boats, they found the engines, they followed the tracks. Yet Starmer, armed with me, the Royal Navy, and a mountain of taxpayer cash, claims the gangs are too difficult to stop. Don't insult us. It's not that Starmer can't stop the waste, it's that he won't. He would rather appease Paris than defend Dover. He would rather see British citizens struggle than risk a diplomatic dispute. This isn't mismanagement, it is a moral disgrace. Every dinghy that hits Dover is another receipt for Starmer's failure. Every pound sent to French police who turn away is a theft from British taxpayers. And as the 100,000 march tonight, their message is piercing. Whose side are you on, Prime Minister? Because judging by the bank transfers, it isn't ours. The explosive Calais footage, now we shift to the northern coast of France, where the truth becomes undeniable. Tonight, new footage obtained exclusively by this channel confirms what many feared: French authorities are not stopping the boats, they are enabling them. This is a diplomatic bombshell. While Starmer assures Parliament that British money is targeting criminal gangs, the scenes from Calais reveal something entirely different. Citizen journalists from Raise the Colours have documented French police not intercepting vessels, but standing back as coaches deposit hundreds of migrants directly onto the sands. And it gets even darker. We are hearing allegations of French officials handing out life jackets, distributing supplies, providing food parcels moments before departure. Let that sink in. British taxpayers were told this money was funding border protection. Instead, it appears we financed a glorified shuttle service. This isn't incompetence. This looks like official complicity. France clears out its camps, the migrants head for Britain, and Downing Street picks up the tab. So the question is unavoidable. Does Starmer know? Does he realise the French forces paid with British money are ushering boats into the water? If he doesn't know, he's unfit for office. If he does know, then he is participating in the betrayal of Britain's borders. And as boats continue landing at Dover even this hour, Number 2 remains silent. The reality, no one is coming to save you. We stand now on a precipice. What you've seen tonight isn't journalism, it's a crime scene. My verdict is harsh but necessary. This is not incompetence alone. This is the deliberate managed decline of Britain's sovereignty. When a group of working Zen-class volunteers outperform the government, the social contract is dead. The truth is brutal. No one is coming to save you. Starmer won't. France won't. The media won't. If you want a sovereign, secure nation, you must demand it loudly. The establishment depends on your silence. They assume you'll complain to the television and then do nothing. But tonight, 100,000 people proved otherwise. The British public is waking up. This is your homeland, your border, your money being burned. Do not let them gaslight you into submission. If what you've seen tonight made your blood boil, good, use it. Share this report, send it to your MP, post it everywhere. The boats will keep coming until we stop them. The only question now is, do we still have the backbone to do what must be done?